Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of the Longino Show. This is my first time going live on YouTube, so bear with me. We got a lot more YouTube lives that we're going to do, but this is going to be my first one, so let's get right to it. In the news recently, I'm pretty sure everybody's heard that there's been in St. Petersburg, Florida, a 40-year-old white male was in McDonald's in a dispute over a straw with a black female young black teenage female over a straw apparently, and proceeds to verbally attack this young lady and then proceeded to put his hands on her. As you see in the video, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen the video. If you haven't, you can go on Google. You can go on Instagram because it's all over social media if you have yet to see the video. He reaches out and he grabs her. They get into she starts to swing back, rightfully so. As you will see, employees trying to pull her back, and the manager, you will never see the manager jump into this situation in any form of fashion. So I don't know how the video ends, but that's pretty much the gist of what happened. So here are the details as it stands right now. The accused, he has been arrested. He's a 40-year-old, again, he's a 40-year-old white male out of St. Petersburg, Florida. His name, I just had his name, Daniel Willis Taylor. Daniel Willis Taylor has been arrested for battery. It should have been assault. Okay, these should be felony charges. He also kicked another black woman in the stomach as he was exiting the McDonald's before the police, for the authorities were called. This is inexcusable. Another, pretty much that's all the details right now. So let me get into this. Let's address one thing at a time, because, I mean, there's several layers to this that we need to look at. One of the layers that we need to look at is the manager. The other layer is the accused. And then lastly, the victim. And I don't want to miss anything. I want to be concise in what I'm saying, so that way nobody can, take these words out of context or flip anything. So let me line it up just like this. The manager. The management's job is not to physically get involved with a customer, not attack on a customer, put his hands on a customer with an object with his hands or what have you. However, the manager's responsibility is the safety not of himself, not just of himself, but his employees as well. And he's supposed to represent his company and based on their morals and their ethics and codes and what have you, and whatever their bylaws are. The manager did, a matter of fact, the manager should be fired, because the second that he heard the disturbance, he should have jumped in, removed Yasmin, I think her name was Yasmin James, should have removed her and stepped in and dealt with the customer himself. The fact that he didn't do so is the reason for the altercation. The altercation never would have took place had he jumped in and did his job. So he needs to be fired, because he does not know. I don't know if he was scared. I don't know if he didn't possibly know what to do. But you learn these type of things when you go to school for management. And if he's not prepared, or if he's uneducated, or is out of fear, well, McDonald's can't use you, and no other company can either, because you will pull this same stunt again. The fact that he did not step in is the fact that this situation happened. Had he stepped in, it would not have happened. Okay? Then, once they got Miss James off of Daniel, the accused tells the manager, hey, you come here. or whatever he said. I'm just looking at the gestures I'm just looking at the video. And continues to verbally abuse the manager. At what point do you not say, hey, sir, we cannot serve you if you're going to continue to talk in that manner? You've already assaulted, one of my employees. You need to leave, and call the police. He did nothing. So for his weakness and his inability to handle a confrontational situation between a customer and his employee, he should be fired ASAP. Now, let's move on to the accused. And let me be careful here, because I don't want to proceed judge. Let me just deal with the situation at hand before I go in what I was going to say. I don't know where people get off lately thinking that they can verbally abuse black men and women, physically assault them, and feel like there's not going to be any consequences of their actions. Ever since Donald Trump has been in office, it's just been a rise in this arrogance, this confidence, this need to kind of show black men and women that I guess you think you're above us and we less than you. And you just starting to see too many of these type of situations all over the U.S. First of all, I'm pretty sure at 40 years old, Daniel has a son or a daughter. Now, I would like to ask you, would you want somebody snatching up your son or your daughter in that way that you snatched a young girl over a straw? Over a fucking straw. You could get a straw anywhere. Matter of fact, if I'm even thinking straight, at McDonald's, the straws are over there next to the drink machine. So what was you arguing with this young lady at? All you had to do was ask her politely for a straw. You snatched her up over a straw. You cussed her out over a straw. You belittled her over a straw. What that tells me is you got some personal issues going on. You got some stuff going on in your life. You might have had a bad morning. Your wife might have made you mad. I don't know what's going on. But whatever happened, you decided, you felt that you was going to take your frustrations, your anger out on this young girl, and that's where you went wrong. You cannot put your hands on somebody else's child. Furthermore, you cannot go around just putting your hands on anybody for that matter, because that is assault, Daniel. And the state of Florida should should charge you with felony assault charges. That was a child. Now, you can write out an apology. You can go publicly and say you were sorry, but you're not sorry, and don't try to run with that narrative to try to get leniency from the court, because you showed exactly who you were on that camera. At any time, you could have apologized, you could have pulled back. You continue to fight this young girl. So pretty much, I don't give a fuck what happens to you. Fry and burn in jail, because you need to learn that you cannot go around putting your hands on somebody else's child. Now, moving on to Miss James. Miss James, I think you did a hell of a job. You don't never let anybody put their hands on you. You never become a victim, or you never allow somebody to feel like they can put their hands on you at any given time. That was a great, when you realize that your fellow co-workers who are male, who are not going to step in and help you in the situation. What I mean by help is, I don't mean jump over the counter and whoop the dude's ass, but I do mean they should have jumped over the counter and snatched his ass off of you. Okay, but the fact that they did not help you shows what type of individuals they are as young men, and they need to be taught better. Also, I like the fact that you stood up for yourself. You did not sit there and just allow this man to belittle you, could talk about you in any kind of way. You stood up for yourself. Great job. You fought back. Great job. And you continue to do so. You never start things, but you can finish it, because people have no right to talk to you any kind of way, and they have no right to put their hands on you. This type of shit has to stop. This is starting to become too common. And what's going to happen is, if there's not an example being made of individuals like this in court, what will happen is situation will start to escalate. It will go from just a simple snatching of somebody to now a weapon would be used, whether it be a knife or a bat or whatever's around at the time. to then a gun would be involved. You just saw what happened in I believe, in Texas, where a white male drove up on a black family, unloaded in the car, killing a 7-year-old black girl. We are not your fucking punching bag for you to do whatever the hell you want to do to us. A message to my people: protect yourself at all costs. If you do not own a weapon, you need to go downtown and get a lifetime gun permit. You need to go to the nearest gun shop and get you a weapon to protect yourself. That is your right. That is your constitutional right to bear arms to protect you and your family. Also, if you do not know how to defend yourself, you need to take some self-defense classes, you need to take some boxing classes, but learn how to defend yourself at all times, because this shit has to stop. All right, that's all I got, man. Thanks y'all for joining me for my first YouTube live. Log on to my official website at TajLongino.com. You see the Taj Longino Show at TajLongino.com. Sign up to receive our newsletter, our daily newsletter. Take our daily poll, and look out, man. We got more coming, but you know, it's sad out here, but this is the world that we live in now, and we got to adapt accordingly. Peace. Oh, gotta learn how to stop it. I don't know where to stop it.